Hello and welcome to 1851 Franchise's Top Women in Franchising in 2024. I'm Erica Inman, and today I am joined by Kim Hanson, CEO of LearningRx. How are you doing today, Kim?
Good. Happy to be here with you.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. Can you share a bit about your journey to becoming a leader in franchising?
Sure. So my journey started really with being part of brain training. So when I was a little girl, my dad wanted to make sure because when he was a kid, learning to read was really difficult for him, but he was super smart, and so he wanted to answer that question. And when he had his own kids, he wanted to make sure that they would never struggle to learn. And so my dad kind of went on this journey to answer the question, how could someone who's really smart have trouble reading? And what he found was that there were 7 underlying cognitive skills that are important to how you learn and perform. And they actually make up, how smart we are. And so my dad just started to study that, and he would share it with different professionals and doctors. And he started a preschool for me when I was 3 because there wasn't a good one. and and then when I was a kid, I went through brain training. We didn't call it brain training at that time. We called it cognitive training, which we still call it, but training is a little bit more catchy. After college, I went off and I taught school and I did some other things, but my dad would always send me projects and always wanted me to, do a new exercise for brain training. And so I was always kind of a little bit there. And then in the early 2000s, my dad asked if I would come back and work for him. And so we were about to franchise. And so that's how I came into franchising is I went to the IFA and I got my CFE, and then we started franchising. And so I headed up our support department, and I did that for a lot of years. And then in 2017, I took over the company as the CEO as my dad stepped down. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love your dad's passion and dedication for something so important to him, and now you get to be a part of that too.
Right.
What are the unique challenges and opportunities that you think women face in franchising?
Mm-hmm. Well, there aren't a ton of us in franchising, although that keeps growing and growing and growing. I think I think what really helps us is that we know each other and we work together. So I am part of a few groups of women, one that I really spend a lot of time with. And there are 15 CEOs or founders in that group. And we get together and we talk life, we talk business, and we share best practices with each other. So that's what I love about women in franchising is that we're so supportive of each other.
Yeah, that makes a big difference for sure. How do you define success in your role?
In my role, I define success by the number of brains trained every year. Back in 2017, we had trained 100,000 brains. And I don't know if you've been at the top of one of the biggest football college stadiums like LSU or Ohio, but they house about 100,000 people. And just to look over that whole stadium and see what 100,000 brains looks like is amazing. And my big 10-year target is to triple that. I would love to have 3 stadiums full of brains that have been, helped and touched by our programs.
Wow, that's such a powerful visual. What advice would you give to franchisors who are looking to support and empower female franchisees?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a lot of female franchisees, and I don't know that I really treat them any different. I try to empower, all of our franchisees, but I do have a lot of women. And sometimes it is like their first business, their first try. And so one thing that we do, first of all, is we have some pretty strong first year coaching that we do when someone joins our franchise. And so we try to all of those great habits in that first year. And then after that, we involve them in a lot of peer um, performance groups and regional meetings where they can learn from each other and support each other.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What advice do you have for any women who are aiming to enter the franchise industry for the first time?
Mm-hmm. I would just encourage them to do it. You know, if you have the grit to do it and you have a great idea and you have a model that you know can be profitable and you have the tools, go for it. And there are a lot of other women in franchising that have gone before you that are happy to help you and mentor you. And you know, what I love about franchising in women is, you know, as I have a hand up and other people are showing me the way, I also have a hand down, helping those, you know, that are younger or, you know, haven't been around as long as me. So with a hand up and a hand down, you know, we can do anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything else you think our audience should know?
The only thing else that I can think of is that if you do have someone in your life that is struggling to learn, maybe reading's hard, or maybe they struggle to pay attention, you should really look into brain training because the results that we get can really be life-changing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's all I had for you, Kim, but thank you so much for taking time to tell us your story today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.